Hello, everyone. I was doing some thinking and thinking of the topic of redeeming your life to where it feels like you are living again. And I think a concept that kind of ties into is something called boredom maxing. So, if you are bored, the unpleasant things become more tolerable. And in like this age of like escapism where we all want to be online all the time and it's super addicting, we don't want to do the hard stuff. If you make your daily life more simple and in theory more boring, like less stimulation, it makes the quote unpleasant things um, a lot less unpleasant. And some things I was thinking that would help you with this feeling more peace and stuff. Just trying to spend less money. So I know it's hard. It's everything seemingly like doubled in price in the last 5 years, but if you try to just get your cost of living low, try to save up some money. I'm trying to do that. And then I was thinking about like long-term goals. So for me, I really want to own a lot of land and kind of be like that homestead type of person, living off the land, not 100%, but that's the goal. So, and then yeah, if you live in the city and you've never known what it's like to not see your neighbors, it's really a treat. So think about that in your long-term goals. And some tips for this boredom maxing that I've kind of been thinking. Try to limit screens connected to the internet as much as possible. So your phone, streaming, computers, because that all, to me at least, causes like some underlying stress. So I caught myself scrolling through eBay on my computer and watching YouTube. And I'm like, this really doesn't make me feel calm, even though it's like essentially my weekend. It's like causes an underlying stress, I think, just from the endless. It's like a portal to infinity, basically, So you can't really feel completed. Some more things you can turn your phone screen to black and white. I found that really um, makes it a lot less addictive when you're watching YouTube or really doing anything on your phone. If you set your screen to black and white, it just kind of makes it more of a utility device, I found. Another thing is reading books, and if possible, old books. So, old books are pretty sweet. They have that nice smell. It's hard to describe, but it's a really satisfying smell, like the paper on them. And the quality, super cool. The old printing process and the whole vibe of the old books are pretty sweet. So, recommend that. I'm trying to start this where basically starting to read like the classics that you don't really teach in schools or anything like that anymore. Mark Twain, Huckleberry Finn, Treasure Island, Around the World in 80 Days by Jules Verne. Those are the ones I want to read next. But yeah. And also watch physical media. So I really enjoy watching movies on discs or on VHS tapes or DVDs, because you watching something digital in theory, but it's like it's not streaming digital where it's like endless possibility. Never really satisfied. You feel like you want to switch the movie every second to something better. It's more of like you put it in, you're still disconnected from the world, And it's just a pleasant experience, I found. Really makes you more into the movie, especially if you keep your phone in another room. That's another big thing, keeping your phone away from you. I'm pretty sure there's a study where it's like 30% less, I think it's 30% less productive if your phone is within view while you're working. So I assume that applies to leisure as well, because you simply just want to grab your phone and scroll or look up something on the internet while you're watching a movie, for example, or trying to do work. So just keep your phone out of your eyesight and out of your reach, that is super helpful. Yeah, that's about it. I think my next video I'll touch on something I've been seeing recently. It's called the Buy Nothing Rebellion, and some pros and cons I see with that. But yeah, another thing is, if you have magazines, they're still relatively cheap to get a subscription. I've been reading an Old West cowboy magazine of true stories, and just a Reader's Digest, and some Archie comics. And I found, instead of scrolling, I'm trying to do that. Just read a magazine. It doesn't even matter if it's a comic book or a Old West book, but instead of scrolling, holding a physical paper magazine and turning the pages a few times is really pleasant, just for your psyche. So yeah, I just want to touch on that. I thought it was a pretty cool topic, but thanks for watching, everyone, and have a good rest of your day.